In 2007, roommates Joe Gebbia and Brian Chesky were struggling to pay the increasingly expensive rent in their San Francisco apartment. They noticed a major conference was coming to town, and thus, hotel rooms were expensive and in short supply. The duo decided to buy 3 air mattresses and threw up airbedandbreakfast.com to advertise their deal. For $80 a night, you could sleep on an air mattress in their loft and get Pop-Tarts in the morning. It wasn't glamorous, but 3 people took them up on their offer. The guests were happy to have saved hundreds of dollars on lodging, and the roommates were happy to have made some extra cash. The startup attracted a few more customers, but convincing people to live in a stranger's apartment was a tough sell. Within a year, Gebbia and Chesky were $40,000 in credit card debt. So how did the founders turn Airbnb's fortunes around? The answer, a series of brilliant growth hacks. Gebbia and Chesky's first strategy was to find a city that would be swarming with potential customers. The opportunity came in August 2008, when the Democratic National Convention came to Denver. There were 4 times as many attendees as available hotel rooms, so Airbnb set up shop in Denver and got a flood of business. Airbnb was still short on money and publicity, so its founders decided to make some quick money by selling limited edition Obama O's and Captain McCain cereal for $40 per box during the height of presidential campaigning in 2008. Each cereal box also contained an advertisement for Airbnb. The cereal was a huge hit, and the team raised $30,000 from the project. Seeing this, renowned venture capitalist and Y Combinator co-founder Paul Graham famously said that if the founders could convince people to buy a $4 box of cereal for $40, they could convince them to stay in a stranger's room. He accepted the Airbnb team into Y Combinator, the prestigious startup accelerator. Airbnb finally started to get investments, gain traction, and improve their product. The startup entered a period of modest growth, but what really helped Airbnb grow into the huge company it is today was a pair of clever growth hacks. In 2009, Airbnb was trying to take off in New York City, but was struggling to get guests. Looking at the 40 NYC listings on their platform, the founders noticed that hosts were snapping amateur shots on their phone cameras, with low resolution and bad angles. Gebbia and Chesky jumped on a flight to New York, rented a $5,000 camera, and took professional photos of all their listed properties for free. Although this strategy wasn't exactly scalable, it helped Airbnb double their weekly revenue in New York practically overnight. In 2010, Airbnb orchestrated one of the most infamous and brilliant growth hacks in tech history. The team realized that most of their target audience, people who needed lodging but didn't want to stay in hotels, was on the classified ads website Craigslist. So, Airbnb found a way to automatically cross-post all Airbnb listings to Craigslist. Because Airbnb offered free professional photography at the time, Airbnb posts on Craigslist naturally stood out. People who clicked on the posts would be rerouted to the official listing on Airbnb.com. Although Craigslist eventually caught on and disabled this hack, hundreds of thousands of people had already discovered Airbnb, and these happy customers started going straight to Airbnb for future lodging needs. This strategy of importing a bigger platform's user base is now a classic around Silicon Valley. Today, over 2 million people stay in an Airbnb every night. Airbnb's product and user experience are great, but what really propelled Airbnb to its current success was its founders' creativity, knowledge of viral marketing, and willingness to use bold growth hacks. These skills are all essential for any technologist or entrepreneur's toolkit.